professional solutions to money, relationships, wellness, and more. Shine a light onto your day and into your life. Power Your Life with Dr. Joanne White.
Good evening and welcome to Power Your Life. I'm your host, Joanne White. We begin tonight with the inspirational story of Scott Crossan, a 9-time marathoner and the executive director of Back on My Feet, a national nonprofit organization that uses running to help people experiencing homelessness transform their lives and achieve employment and independent living. Scott, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So before you joined Back on Your Feet, you were with QVC, and you were there for 19 years, correct?
Correct.
As the vice president of production. What made you do that tremendous shift, that quantum leap as we were talking about?
I was so fortunate to spend the first 2 decades of my career with an amazing company, with great people, great culture, very innovative, which is why I was there for almost 20 years. But the last few years, I found myself searching for more fulfillment, more purpose in my career, and I was looking for a way to combine the thing that I'm most passionate about, which is running, and a purpose that I believed in deeply, in some way helping others to be their best and to feel empowered, and I found that in Back on My Feet.
What does running teach people? What did it teach you, firstly?
Running, I think there are so many people. I think every runner has a story. Mm-hmm. I certainly do, and my loved ones and my family members. Running has gotten me and my family through some very difficult times. At times when we were lacking motivation, when maybe we were not feeling so great about ourselves. So I've personally experienced how running can help build that physical and emotional strength, self-confidence, goal setting, and you realize that you can achieve anything.
You know, it's wonderful when you have that ability, and running is very empowering. I like to do power walking. It's not quite
that
running,
qualifies,
but,
sure.
but it's the same kind of thing. And people also work out. It's something that, like you said, it helps inspire and motivate. So the people who are experiencing homelessness, how does running help them? And there's a community that you're building here, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So we partner with 5 shelter facilities across Philadelphia, and we introduce our running program to the residents of those shelters. And teams are formed at each of the shelters that are comprised of the residential members as well as volunteers. And every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 a.m., that's in the morning, the teams run. And so any given Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 5:30 a.m., there are about 150 Back on My Feet team members running through the streets of Philadelphia. And again, in a way that is very much a sense of community, a very safe haven. Everyone shows up at 5:30 in the morning wearing running shorts and sneakers and t-shirts, or hats and gloves, and you don't know who is homeless. You don't know who has a job. You don't know who has a home. So it's very much a level playing field and a very supportive environment and community for our folks.
Which I think is fulfilling, not just for the people experiencing homelessness, but also the volunteers, that community that gets built, and that people are finding some common ground, not just with running, but with the exaltation that's involved with it. What happens then to the people who are experiencing homelessness? They're part of the community, they're running, they're getting that ego building, that sense of accomplishment and achievement. Then what's next for them?
I think that's one of the best things about Back on My Feet. We offer our members an opportunity to do something for themselves, to earn an opportunity to move their life forward. So for the first 30 days, when they are out running, they have to maintain 90% attendance or better, right? So in any given month, that means you can only miss one day, right? And you have to be a great teammate, and you have to have a positive attitude, right? So this is the criteria that you need to meet in order to transition to the next steps part of the program, and that's where the magic happens, right?
But there's a certain amount of discipline that you're talking about that goes into not just for the people experiencing homelessness, but for the volunteers to be able to achieve that. And so once they do that, the next step is what happens next?
That's where we partner with the residential member and map out a plan for their self-sufficiency. Everyone has, one of the biggest eye-openers for me was the diverse backgrounds and situations that led to these folks experiencing homelessness. So we're very keen on mapping out a plan towards self-sufficiency that is unique and relevant to them.
So it's very individualized, and
Very
they have that
individualized.
support so they don't feel alone. And what's the success rate?
About 3 out of 4
That's
who
pretty good.
participate in our program achieve independence through employment and independent living. So we're
And-
very proud of that.
And people who were experiencing homelessness and then now move into the community, they have a job, they have a
Yes.
place to live. Do they ever come back and talk to you? Are they still involved in running?
Which is wonderful. They are our alumni members.
Oh, wow.
And most of our alumni members, when they achieve independence, when they are fully employed and they have their own home, most of them continue to run with the teams and be a part of all of our events. And most of them serve as mentors for some of the residential members. They can look them in the eye and say, I was in your shoes, I was in this facility.
So that's so fulfilling on all levels and so gratifying. Do you ever look back?
At my career
Yeah, to
decision.
where you've been and where you
Yeah.
are now, and here you are, you're doing something that you love and that's so wonderful and helping so many people. You did
Yeah.
that before, but
Yeah,
this is
for sure.
something totally
It
different.
is different. It is different. Again, I was fortunate to be with a great company, have a great job and a great career that I truly enjoyed. It just wasn't the fulfillment that I was looking for. So no regrets whatsoever when it comes to taking this path. I'm working hard, but it hardly feels like work.
Well, that's the best
Every
kind,
day,
and
yeah.
that's the best kind of work that happens, really, to be able to work and love it and really feel not only that you're fulfilled, but you're helping other people feel fulfilled at the
Yeah, it
same
feels good.
time. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Scott, and have a great day
Thank
and
you
a
so
great evening. There's so much more ahead on Power Your Life. I'll be talking to an inspirational speaker and a pioneer who helps people find the true meaning of their lives and then the good, the bad, and the ugly of the television industry.